Guys, it's Sarah, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about Jenna's book club. This is a book club that is hosted by Jenna Bush, who is one of the co-hosts of the Good Morning America show, and she does a book club every month, and it's called Read with Jenna. And I have discovered that I tend to really like the books that she picks. And this is just happening because I just happen to have read them. It wasn't because I picked them up because of her book club. I just happened to read them. And of all the ones that I have read so far that have been part of her book club, I've given them all 5 stars. So there's that. So that to me, when I noticed that trend, started making me pay a little bit more attention to what she's been picking. And I've noticed that when she picks something and I see the sticker, I'm like, oh, that was already on my interest level, to pick up at some point. It just happens to be a Jenna pick too. So I decided that I was going to start paying attention to that and start reading the books that she has picked. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, she has a lot already because I think this started back in 2017 from what I'm remembering. So she's been doing this for a while, and she does pick one book a month. Towards the beginning, there have been a couple months where there were 2 picks. There was like a fiction and a nonfiction, but now the trend has been just one a month, period. She does have mostly fiction. She does have a couple nonfiction in there as well, though. So things like that. And we'll see how all this goes. But I definitely have decided I want to start picking up the Read with Jenna picks. So that's a project I'm going to start working on for sure. Okay, so today I want to share with you the books that I have already read because I own all of them. I've given them all 5 stars. And then I want to show you the books that I have on my physical TBR that are part of her picks as well. So these are the ones that I have physically on my TBR. And then the rest of them I'm going to try to either pick up at some point or accrue or do whatever, but I do plan to start working on this list as far as reading them. And yeah, so let's go ahead and share what I have already read. So like I said, all of these have been 5-star reads for me. First one is Evie Drake Starts Over by Linda Holmes. Absolutely loved it. I actually talked recently about this one, and it's adults and adult relationships. And I really, really like her writing. I liked the story of this one a lot. I remember listening to it, and I listened to it very, very quickly. It's not a very long book, but I loved the characters. I loved the relationship. I loved how it was handled, and I thought it was great. The 4 Winds by Kristen Hanna. Do I need to say anything else? This book is phenomenal. It's the gold rush. It's amazing. Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Taylor Jenkins Reid is one of my favorite authors. She has not missed for me at all, this one included. And yeah, so always a good pick for that one. One of my favorite books, Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. I love this book so much. I love the characters. I love Marcellus the octopus. He has a special place in my heart because you do get his perspective. Like, you guys, you need that in your life. Did you know that you need the perspective of an octopus in your life? You do. You 100% do. I absolutely love this book so much. Okay, The Wedding People by Allison Espach. Now, this is my most recent one that I finished, and I absolutely love this book. I went into this one completely blind. We read it for book club, and I was just blown away. This is the one that I was like, there might be something to this. And I started looking at the list and making a list of the ones I've read. And I'm like, oh, I've 5-starred all of these that I have read so far of hers. So this is the one that kind of got me going. I think there's something here. And then the last one is, I'm currently reading this one actually. So I'm currently reading All the Colors of the Dark by Chris Whitaker, and I am absolutely loving it. I am convinced this is going to be on my top books of the year. One of my favorite books this year. The writing is phenomenal, and I'm already in love with these characters. And when I'm not reading this, I miss them. So that's a big sign that I'm going to, most likely really enjoy this book. But this one is a current read and a current hit. Okay, so those are the ones that I have read and absolutely loved of the books that she has picked. And let's get into the ones that are on my physical TBR. First one is The Lincoln Highway. This is by Amar Towles. This was actually gifted to me from Amanda in one of our Christmas book exchanges. And I haven't read it yet, but it's definitely on her list, and I definitely want to. This is a real big boy. And I have not read anything by Amar Towles yet, but I have heard he's amazing. Chain Gang All-Stars by Nana Kwame Adichie Brenya. Let me tell you, I really, really want to read this. This was actually on my priorities list this year. I still haven't read it, but I really want to. I really want to. I've heard just nothing but amazing things about this, and the concept of it is very much a book that I feel like I would enjoy. And then we're going to go with an older pick, actually. So she doesn't only pick new releases. She'll pick some older books that have already been out for a while. So I like that as well, that she changes it up. But The Secret History by Donna Tartt is on that list too. And this one came out quite a long time ago. This one I definitely want to read because I love the dark academia aspect of mystery thrillers. And this is kind of like considered the blueprint for that. So definitely want to read this one. Another one that is kind of a dark academia-ish is The Cloisters. This is by Katie Hayes. I just picked this up because I had briefly been interested in it, and then I heard about it on Currently Reading podcast, and the way that they talked about it, I was like, okay, yeah, that's a Sarah book for sure. And it just happens to be a read with Jenna picked. All right, next one is The Whalebone Theater. This is by Joanna Quinn. Another one that definitely caught my eye when it first came out, and then this paperback is absolutely gorgeous. So I was happy to see that it was on the list. Then the last one is another one of my priority reads this year, and I have not read it, but that is The Measure by Nikki Ehrlich. Literally not heard anything but good things about this book. So at some point I will read it. Okay, so those are the books that are on my physical TBR that I definitely want to read. And this is something that I just want to track and start making an effort to pick up some of these books for sure. Definitely the ones that I obviously own already, but also the ones that I don't. You know, maybe I'll start grabbing something in the library or just, you know, picking something and listen to it on audio. But I want to start doing that here and there and start kind of chipping away at this list a little bit. Now, I think one of the reasons I really like her list is, number one, there are some older books on there as well. They're not all new releases. Many of them are. You know, it's kind of helping push new releases and, you know, driving sales that way, which is fine. But I do like that she has things like, you know, The Secret History, and Toni Morrison is on there as well. So there's some older things to dive into, which I really like. And I feel like she's very intentional with her picks, and she picks them. She doesn't pick anything that she hasn't already read and really loved. So that's a big seller for me as well. And I can tell her passion for books when she is announcing them and talking about them. And, you know, it really comes across to me as genuine that she just really loves reading and loves books. I mean, her mother was a librarian, so, you know, it does make sense. But I love that she's doing this. And when I look at that list, I get very excited to pick some of these up. A lot of them I haven't even heard of, which is nice. So like introducing me to some new things, possibly. They're probably not all going to be hits in the end. I mean, you have a really big, long list like this. Not everything can hit home, but I have confidence that I'm going to enjoy a majority of them. Now, if you want to see all of the books that are on the list, I will leave her website link down below where it lists everything in order that she has chosen, and that is kept updated. So yeah, but that is it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. And that is something that I really think I'm going to be starting to concentrate on a little bit more. Now, if you look at that list and you see anything that you think I should make a priority, let me know for sure, whether it's something I already own or something I don't own yet. Let me know if you see anything on that list that you're like, Sarah, you have to read this book. Let me know that down below in the comments. And I will see you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.